school management committee members, school trustees, respected village elders, head of schools, ministry officials, government officials, teachers, students. It gives me great joy to be here on the island of Beqa. This is my second visit to Beqa. My first visit was when I worked for the Department of Environment, and I came to the island of Beqa to conduct environment impact assessment for one of the small hotel that was being built on this island. It was my day trip, and I thoroughly enjoyed my visit. What I remember about my last visit is the quality of water on this island. I drank the water that was coming from the mountain. It was very cool water, quality water, and I was sharing my experience with the senior official while we were traveling on the boat. But Beqa is well known. Beqa is associated with one thing that we all know, even the tourists know, and that is fire walking. So as a small island, you made your name in the world where people associate Beqa with fire walking. And that's something that I would say is cherished by all Fijians. Now today's visit, I know you all have been waiting for a week, and on the other side we have been very closely monitoring the weather. As you know, we have been experiencing bad weather for a couple of days, and therefore we had to take all the precautions and keep cancelling the trip till yesterday afternoon when I was told that yes, it's all good to go. And the time I landed on this island, I can only see a lot of love, a lot of affection, and I feel very much at home with all of you. And I always enjoy visiting schools, seeing our children, meeting our teachers, meeting the school management committee, and just meeting the people of this Vanua. It gives me great pleasure to do that. I have been visiting schools, and I have been doing that purely to transform education that is suitable for our children. As you can see, all our little ones are seated in front. They're all excited because they have got a visitor in the school, and of course it's time out for them from the usual class, so that adds more excitement. But from the government perspective, when we see our little children, we only think about their future and how can we make their future more sustainable, how can we improve their quality of life when they grow up, how can they improve the quality of life for their family, for the Vanua, and for the community in which they live. And that is a mammoth task for us to deliver this main goal. We strongly believe that education is so critical, it is so crucial, where we can build a very strong foundation for our nation. And we have been doing that. We know the outcome of any education is better quality of life. It simply means our children, when they come out of schools and when they attain education, they'll become good citizens, they'll be tolerant, they will be peaceful in their interactions with other Fijians, and they'll be able to contribute to the nation development. Your government is committed in ensuring that education will be provided to all our children no matter what. Even though we had COVID, we are now going through another critical period in our life with the various conflicts and geopolitical tensions that we see around the world, which is affecting our economy. which means it is affecting government's revenue. But we are committed. We will ensure that our children will continue to receive the quality of education they deserve. We will ensure that our teachers are employed, they will be paid their salary as they deserve. And also, we want to ensure that our school management committee is eased from the burden of fundraising and maintaining school as we had seen prior to 2014. All that tensions will be taken off. The only request we make from the government perspective that when we give school grants, etc., it must be managed very well, because the time is tough and we have to account for every single cent that is used in the school environment, and the auditors are there to audit each and every school, making sure the taxpayers' money is well utilized. For the students who are seated here, I just want to share with you, the little ones, and I want to say to you that the government and the Ministry of Education is committed to change the curriculum, change what should be taught in the school, so that we can make your teaching and learning environment more interesting and exciting. For the teachers, you already know that we have introduced some changes in our curriculum. We are focusing on numeracy and literacy. We want all our children to read and write. And we want our children to love books. If they start reading a lot of books, then they'll be able to understand the language better. And then, because they understand the language better, they should be able to understand difficult concepts when they reach secondary school. That's why our focus is on numeracy and literacy. When I was in the boat, I did ask our official from the Fiji Police Force who has escorted me today whether we had some serious cases of drug abuse or other issues on the island of Beqa. And I was told that they have not come across any such issues. And that reflects how the parents are guiding the children, how the teachers are teaching the values, and how the village elders are being respected in the village. And that's why the children are also, they are out of trouble and they are behaving well in school. So I would like to acknowledge all our village elders, our teachers, and our parents for doing a sterling job in raising our little ones and making sure that they become good citizens as they grow. Ladies and gentlemen, I also wish to mention to you that the Ministry of Education is focusing on civic and moral education. And that does not mean that we are taking away religious studies. No. Religious studies will continue in school, but we have just introduced civic and moral education from year 1 to year 3. And we are doing that because we want our children to be a respected member of our community. They should be able to know how to respect elders. They should be able to respect the environment in which we live, and also the various values that are needed for good relationship amongst one another. So we are working in that area, and we've been getting very good feedback from the teachers that they are enjoying teaching numeracy, literacy, civic and moral education, unlike what was being taught previously. And I'm delighted that the positive feedback we are getting from the teachers is making our team at MEHA work better and work in unison with the teachers on the ground. And that is why we have been consulting our teachers just to get that feedback. For the school management committee, actually I want to pay my deepest respect to the school management committee and the trustees for having this vision of building a school on the island, and that is for your own children. You have built this school for the community, you've built this school, and it is for us to ensure that we maintain the school. So once again, Binaka Vakalevu to the school management committee, the trustees, teachers, students, parents, for the good work that you have been doing on the island. Just for your information, the government spends more than $1 billion every year on education, and it is a very large sum of money. And we are doing this because we believe in education. And if you analyze the $1 billion that we give out, 330 million goes towards teachers' salary. We also give out almost $62 million in free education grant. Then we have this transport assistance that we provide. We also provide some money towards school maintenance and school quarters. We also provide toppers and TELS schemes where students can, when they come out of secondary school, they can get a placement at any of the university, and then they can continue with their studies. Not like in the past. If you are not born in a rich family, then sorry, there is nothing the parents could do about it, unless and until they had FNPF or they could take a loan from the bank. But till date, I mean, if you look at the statistic, to date we have provided TELS and toppers to about 53,000 students. So 53,000 students benefited from TELS and toppers. Right. And we have actually removed that differences that existed in the communities, so that it simply means if I come from the rich family, I'll have access to education, but if I come from a poor family, sorry, unless and until you are extremely intelligent, you have very good marks, then only you will get the scholarship, and then only you can pursue your studies. So that differences are gone with TELS and toppers scheme. And the government is committed that we will continue to provide TELS and toppers to our children, because we do realize that when a family member from a poor family, when they get the education, when they get the degree, they're able to improve the whole family. They're able to carry the whole family with them. And that's what we want to do. That's a way of poverty alleviation. That's a way of strengthening families and contribution towards self-sufficiency and also building a strong nation. So with these words, ladies and gentlemen, teachers, parents, students, I thank you most sincerely for a very warm welcome. And I would like to mention to the MC that, I mean, the gentleman who welcomed me, that so far I feel very welcomed, and you have done such a good job in doing all this preparation for my team to be on this island. I also wish to hand over a couple of things that I brought from Suva. These are the buckets for schools, because you need them, and also we are bringing in some school bags. So if the children are without a school bag, you can make the decision, but please make a fair decision. It is extremely important. It's not whom you know, but it's more to do with children's needs. So I will leave that responsibility with the head of schools to make a fair decision on how the bags will be distributed to our children. So Vinaka Vakalevu, thank you very much.
Iya, semalay mudi.
Ay, salita. Kemudian kamu baik. Baik ke mereka, baik. Baik. Jika mereka